So I stopped by the Philippines for a couple of weeks, and my first stop was in Metro Manila, where honestly I don't have a ton of footage as I was spending most of my time with these folks. And being force-fed different Filipino foods, including Jollibees, and having to rate all of them out of 10 against my will.
That's not tomato sauce. That is not tomato sauce. But okay, that 3 out of 10.
By the way, never tell a Filipino you do not enjoy halo halo. Apparently, that's just something you don't do. It makes them upset, as I found out the hard way. And it just so happened the one day I was going into the actual city of Manila, like the Intramuros area, to show you guys around and to give you a peek, a typhoon basically said, "Nah, dog, you're staying in your Airbnb." So that's exactly what I did. So again, don't have a whole lot to show you in Manila this time. Sorry. So after a couple weeks in Manila, I then went over to Cebu, where my first stop was one of the local night markets. And one of the things about my trip here and across all of Southeast Asia so far is I love these night markets. Because my time in Cebu was actually really short, I decided to join a tour of the city and see some of the highlights all in the course of less than a day. So here you go. And our last stop in the Philippines is to the island of Bohol, which is a 2-hour ferry ride from Cebu. Here, I just went on a tour of the island, which included the Chocolate Hills. Sadly, there were a bunch of stairs here in the way, of course. There's always seems to be stairs wherever I go, but the views when you got to the top, for me, was worth it. Then it was over to the Bohol Tarsier Conservation Area. These little creatures are commonly found here in the Philippines, Brunei, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Fun fact, sometimes each of their eyeballs can be larger than their brain. Currently, tarsiers are unfortunately classified as vulnerable to extinction, but fortunately, there is a tarsier sanctuary not too far from this conservation area that is having success with restoring tarsier populations. Next was a short stop at the 50-hectare man-made forest. This was a part of the Philippine government's efforts to address the area's erosion, deforestation, and soil degradation. Next was a lunch cruise down the Lobak River, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. Followed by a zoo. I mean, it's a zoo. What do you really want me to say? And then finally, the Baclayan Church, which is one of the oldest Catholic churches established in the Philippines. So that's just a brief recap of my time in the Philippines. As I said, unfortunately, I did not get enough of the footage that I had wanted to, especially in Manila, but I think that's okay. The point of me being in Manila was to actually spend some time with some folks I had known over the past couple of years in person. So I know I enjoyed it, and hopefully I get to come back and see them again, and also show you guys the rest of Manila that you weren't able to see. Until next time.